Welcome, my dear friends, and thank you all for being here with me today. Today is my 26th and 6th birthday party. Oh, it's so great to see so many of you all here today to celebrate my birthday with me. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. I don't like half of you. Yeah. Anyway, it's great to be here all with you. Maybe we could all have some birthday cake. Why aren't you eating your cake? Come on, eat up. Come on. Eat up, darling. Eat up, Loin. You too, Dory. Not you, Bomber. Why don't you want your cake? You always want cake. None for you, I suppose, darling. You've got to watch your figure. Why aren't you eating? Botha! Show them.
You hear that, lads? He said to eat the cake.
Yes, that's it. Now you're eating, aren't you? It's nice, isn't it, Dory? Yeah. What about you, Thorin? That's some nice cake, isn't it? None for you, Bomber. You've had enough. That was really good, wasn't it? I think maybe we need some after dinner entertainment. Botha?
What?
Do you want to sing the song?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Blunt their knives.
No, not Blunt the Knives. Done that one.
That's what he sings.
The song he sings in Rivendell after they've eaten.
Doesn't sing at Rivendell.
In the extended edition. That's it. He stands up. He says, "There's an..."
I wish you all the luck in the world. I really do.
See? I told you we'd need you two. Because now we need a 13th member of the company. Balin, give him a contract. You need to sign the contract.
What contract?
Oh, it's my birthday. Everything seems to be in order here. Welcome, Tauriel, to the company of Damian O'Byrne. Oh, who's this? I think you can sit right here.
He's a dwarf.
Yeah?
Like, it just wouldn't happen.
I've seen this film called The Desolation of Smaug, and Tauriel and this little dwarf,
Elves don't like dwarves.
they do!
This elf doesn't.
It's like 3 hours long. He does this whole thing about, I saw a fire moon once.
Elves don't like dwarves.
Gimli fell in love with Galadriel. That's in Lord of the Rings. No one had a problem with that.
Of course the dwarf's going to fall in love with the elf.
That's what this is.
Okay.
I can't believe you're ruining my birthday. That is not your cake.
This is my cake. I'm not part of this party.
You can't eat all that cake on your own.
I'm not on my own.
You knew I would come.
Why do I have to be Tauriel?
Because you're the prettiest.
Why'd you say that?
I think you've got nice skin. Tom.
Bilbo.
I know it's my birthday, but on their birthday, hobbits give presents. So I got you something.
What is this?
It's a token.
It's a tea light holder.
Tom.
Thank you. What do you want?
Do the thing.
Do what thing?
Do the thing.
Do the car?
No. The Tauriel thing.
Da-da-da-da.
Tom.
Da-da-da-da.
Tom!
Why should I?
Because it's my birthday. You can do it as my birthday present. I wants it.
I suppose it is your birthday. Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. You have your host, GBHL Tom.
And GBHL Damian.
And welcome to episode 10 of the Palantir. Yeah, episode 10.
Woo!
Big milestone for us.
a huge milestone. That's
Yeah.
10 episodes.
Is this 10 episodes?
I think that means we've done this 10 times.
Yeah.
Which means, that must mean, because we missed 2, that must mean we've been doing this for 3 months.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, let's not celebrate too much, though. I mean, it's 10, it's not a lot.
There's something else we should be celebrating.
There is, and thanking you for, indeed. We would like to thank you for the fact that SBG, our fanzine, our first print run, has sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Considering we didn't know if people would like it at all, if it was going to be a success or whatever, the fact that we've shifted all the first set of copies we had is amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, we've got a second print run coming in soon, so
So fear not.
yeah, if you were wanting a copy.
Although, at present, nearly half of the second print run are reserved.
Yeah, so
On the
if you're
waiting
wanting one of the
Yeah.
second print run, get in touch.
So who knows, there may well be a third print run. So thank you very much, sincerely, to everyone who has supported us on that little project. It's awesome, and it's really encouraged us to get working on the second one, which we are doing.
When we're not doing this.
When we're not doing this, or working, or attending to our ladies, or any of the other billion things in the world. So yeah, it will get there, it will get done.
Yeah.
Oh. Tea toast?
Yeah. Now,
But wait.
But yeah, the man himself, David Whittaker, has asked that we pass on the tea toast for this week, because there's someone else who is also worthy of the tea toast.
My God.
So this week's tea toast is to Tom Pickard.
Tom Pickard.
Very good.
So he's worthy of tea toast, so you can do that, can you? You can pass it on.
Yeah, I think Tom Pickard is watching.
I hope so. He's getting the tea
If
toast.
he gets it, I think he should suggest in the comments somebody else for us to tea toast.
So we're going to pass on the tea toast
pass on the
every
tea
week.
toast. So I think David was saying that he gets it a lot. I mean, we could always come back to David if no one...
Or if someone nominates him.
Yeah.
This is going to be like the ice bucket challenge.
Yes.
It's going to go viral.
Yeah, everyone's going to want a
Everyone's
piece of
going to
it.
want it.
So yeah, doesn't have to be you know, a friend that you know. You can comment. You can get the tea toast for somebody who always comments. So.
Yep. Okay. I've never heard so much made up stuff
I love
so quickly. Yep. Apparently that's what we're doing. All right. I love it. I love it, Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
What have you got today?
What do you mean? What have I got?
Mug-wise.
Mug-wise. I'm on the same as last week because I enjoyed having a lot of tea.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, 2 new mugs in one session is probably too much.
It's a bit extreme, and frankly we're running out of mugs.
Yeah.
For myself, oh yes, it's Where's Wally. Where's Wally mug?
Where is Wally?
It's hard to find, mate.
Okay.
Can't remember why I've got this or where I got it, but I'm a massive Where's Wally fan. Obviously less so now. I'm not into childish things anymore.
No,
like
not at all.
Toy Soldiers and Jurassic Park. But
Jurassic Park isn't childish.
But when I was a kid, I absolutely adored Where's Wally. I've got them all. I still actually like flicking through them. I find them quite a relaxing thing to do when I go back to my parents.
Is it because he looks a bit like you?
You think?
Maybe.
Got you with glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a big kid. Do you want to know? I was a big kid. I was a big fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Do you want to know an interesting fact?
You're a big kid now.
Yes. What
Interesting fact.
Yeah, I think
me.
so. What is Wally's name in America?
Waldo.
Indeed, Waldo, right? So Waldo is...
Do I get a prize or something?
No, because that's not the massively interesting fact.
Okay.
Right, so in America, Where's Wally books, and Where's Wally books are British, by Martin Hanford. In America, he's called Waldo. What is the baddie in the Where's Wally books called?
I can't remember.
He's called Oddlaw.
Oddlaw. Okay.
And Oddlaw is Waldo backwards.
Ah. Coincidence.
Free knowledge. No. So yeah,
It's like Neymar.
It is like Neymar. Neymar's terrible. So it must be that way round. I think they must have reversed Waldo rather than reversing Oddlaw. So is Martin Hanford secretly saying he doesn't like Americans? Or is he like the baddie is the Americans? I don't know. But yeah, fun fact for you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Where's Wally in Hollywood? Easily the best one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Where's Wally. Mug review.
Yeah, I'm glad we did the mug review. But we didn't get in before because this. Well, we've not actually said. Actually, this is huge spoilers for the episode.
What?
This is a special edition of the Palantir.
It is a special edition of the Palantir.
Well, what are we doing this week?
Because the original idea of the Palantir is to talk about the big issues, the big stories, and that. And there is realistically only one story we could be talking about this week, which is
your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday. Woo, woo! Which was Fat Fans yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah. We're recording this on Wednesday night. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the birthday wishes. That was very sweet. On like my hobby vlog and on the comments, lots of people said happy birthday.
Yeah.
So, and someone.
Did you have a party?
Did I have a party? Yeah, I had some friends over.
Okay.
We had some cake.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Good.
was good. And someone posted on the group, didn't they? Was it Camille Demansky or Jan or Jan? It was Jan's birthday as well. Someone posted on the group, like, happy birthday. So thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Really.
And no, the big news is that the second Battle of Five Armies trailer was released.
At last!
Yeah.
Whoop whoop!
We've indeed.
So this episode is a trailer breakdown special.
Yes.
Trailer breakdown.
We don't need the jingle.
Do you not like the jingle?
No.
So a lot of people were. It was quite sweet again after the trailer breakdown that I did the first time. There's been a lot of when is the trailer breakdown coming?
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So we had to do one. We haven't actually talked about the trailer really much.
No. So this will be the first time that we chat about it.
And that's what this episode is going to be.
But the reason I was kind of hesitating before, because I was thinking in my head that this is the big time for the GBHL to shine. People will be clicking away because it says trailer breakdown. It's not necessarily a models video, and they're going to come in and see us talking about mugs.
What if they like mugs?
So I was going to say,
in the keywords we need mugs.
Mugs.
So people who really like mugs, and then a shot of our heads comes up. You go, well, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
because I was going to say we should at the start in episode 10 of the Palantir special edition, and that's special issue, no edition, episode. Episode is an episode.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Tom.
Yeah, special episode, and we say, if you're just interested in the trailer stuff, jump to the number that the time that comes on the screen now.
Yeah, but let's not.
Yeah,
we're in too deep.
Yeah, we're in too deep. Yep, never mind.
Indeed. So yes, birthday. That was exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, before we jump into all the trailer stuff, I think it'd be nice to still do a comment review.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we will do a comment review.
So obviously, lots of good comments as usual. We had more votes for War of the Ring.
We did.
And now there's this Let's Try series that, what is it? Is it Let's Try?
Let's try, yeah.
Yeah, Let's Try
Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so Let's Try War of the Ring. So yeah, that will probably happen.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
We've decided.
I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
Got an army together, yeah, you did.
There's a Elven army, wasn't it?
Couldn't be bothered to reply to me.
We will absolutely do it. I can't say when, because we genuinely find it really hard to. Every single week we say we're going to do the Palantir, we're going to film a bat rap or something, and we generally get about enough time to film the Palantir. So we will do a War of the Ring battle report for you at some point.
Yeah. Once we've read the rules as well.
Probably with Rohan, V Isengard, maybe with some elves. Maybe a Helm's Deep theme.
Ooh.
Because those are the kind of big armies.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we will do it.
Make it theming.
Yeah. It'll be theming, it'll be fun, we won't use the broken combos. And it will happen. Watch this space.
Yes.
For a while.
Yeah. Cool. I thought you would. That just seemed quite a big statement.
Move on, Tom.
Move on. Okay. So yeah, what did we talk about last week? We talked about
rules changes.
Yeah, rules. What we'd like to change,
yeah.
And that went on for a long time because there's a lot of things to talk about.
There was indeed.
And we didn't cover everything. I think there were a few comments, Ian Marley, on changing scenarios. We didn't go into that, and there was another comment from Billy, I think, saying, "What do you feel are good tournament scenarios?" Because some run to time. Rather than finishing, so I think that could be something
high
for us
ground
to.
And recon.
Yeah, I think that could be something for us to discuss in a later episode.
Yeah, I think
but
maybe
we'll have to keep that in the back pocket.
What we think of the scenarios might be a discussion topic.
Yeah, so that's a good point. There was one comment from Luke Lee Bruin on the subject of tournaments, which was kind of comping tournaments, as in making it so you can't take specific things to the tournament, so you can't take broken armies.
Like fantasy does.
Yeah.
Like 40k.
Yeah, exactly. So putting a lot more stringent army restrictions.
Someone else mentioned this on a video, I don't know if it was one of ours, about how some of them have really detailed packs. I want to say it's Ben Shaw possibly. I'm not sure. But I'd be well up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about this actually after the Mansfield event, like when Loads went to KFC. I would have no problem whatsoever if a tournament pack was released and said you can't take any Feral Urukai, you can't take any Shamans, but you'd hope it's then done for all the armies. So that was what I was chatting
pick something from everything.
Chatting to Ed and like saying you couldn't take Feral Beasts, you couldn't take like Woes Elves, something in a combination. Yeah, Shamans.
No shades.
Shades, yeah, just the stuff that people don't like. I'd be well up for
that. No named ring race.
Yep. If it was announced before you bought your ticket, I've got no problem with that at all because you look at it and go, that looks cool, and I'll pay for my ticket.
Yeah.
And then it puts an interesting level of strategy on it. Yeah. And there's a lot of tournaments have it to some level with Goldberry, Gollum and Tom saying you can't ban, you know, these can't come, but he still turns up to a whole bunch of events despite that. So I'd like to see it. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
No, I think we're good. We had a few more comments on things that had changed in the Hobbit rulebook. So Larry talked about his idea for how fainting should work. So I know you said something, and he had some good ideas. What was it? He wants everyone in the fight to faint. So
that was a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
So that if you want to faint, everyone has to faint. So you can't use one model to preserve your fight value.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So
I like that.
What was the quote? If this is to end in
fainting, then we shall all faint together.
Very good, Larry. Very good.
Very good.
And George Harold commented on the -1 for shooting, saying he didn't like it. Now, initially, I think we said this before on a video somewhere, that initially we were a bit sceptical because we thought it would slow down the game mechanics, be a bit clunky. But actually, we like it because it takes away that huge advantage some of the shooting armies have.
I was worried that my wish it wasn't that it'd slow it down, but it'd be hard to remember.
Yeah,
a game where all your
you have
models
to
move
turn around.
individually, and I think to a certain degree it is still, but I like it as a mechanic. I think it helps.
It stops the whole I'm going to back away, back away, back away, back away.
Yeah, which was the point of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we know Nalzi's name now because his YouTube Google account has changed to its his name, so it's John Kennedy. Or Kennedy.
John Kennedy.
Something like that. But
middle name. Middle name?
What do you mean middle name?
Like Frank or something.
I don't know. Oh.
There it is. That'd be good.
Right. Yeah. But he wanted to know what our favourite models were. I think.
Favourite models?
So, I know that James and Jamie did a top 10 models video, didn't they? Well, Jamie did about 9, didn't he? Because he can't count. Or one of them did 9. I remember.
Wow, that was harsh.
No, there was a comment that came up being like, I realise I've done 9, but
I don't remember. That's an old video, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very old.
Favourite models?
It's funny, if you type in GBHL podcast into YouTube, or at least on mine, that's one of the top videos that comes up, is their top 10.
Was it good and bad or just favourite?
Favourite as in their favourite poses, so it's just model poses. But I'm sure we could do that.
Oh, a video?
Yeah,
I'll do now.
we could just do, it'd take 2 minutes.
In the words of James, it's content.
It's content, it is content.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could do this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll answer that as a video.
Yeah, and Doom Bunny wants a different type of let's try. Dinosaurs.
Let's try dinosaurs.
Let's try dinosaurs.
Oh, was that the one that said how would they fit into such a series?
Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And I think we might be able to get some dinosaurs in at some point.
There's enough of them about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some sneaky dinosaur action in last week's opening. Yeah, I
don't know
can
how
tell you
sneaky it
let's
was.
try the Jurassic Park board game. Maybe it depends how much we can push this. Let's try.
Yeah.
You know, we have like later on. Let's try Boggle.
Well, I said board games, and there was a lone comment that said they'd like let's try board
From
games.
Thomas Harrison.
From myself.
But you know, it's like a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Because you start with like Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, then
Let's
you get
try
to like
War
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings.
Rings.
Yeah.
Your one trivia game.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings trivia
Then
game.
Seen It,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings edition.
Yeah.
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
Boggle.
Boggle.
You know, it's like you are getting more board game.
Yeah.
So
I like the scale.
Yeah, the scale's important.
Never seen the scale.
No. It's becoming an international phenomenon.
Now, we're going to be talking a lot about the stuff in the trailer, and I know that some of you like to write notes, so that you can formalise your thoughts for when you're going to write your comments.
As do you.
Yeah, as do I. So yeah, Billy, it's very dedicated, and we like it.
Yeah, it's nice. I do that sometimes with Speak Friend a Question. I listen to a few things, and then I go, oh, I should write that down. Oh, I should write that down.
Yeah.
I should write that down. I don't write any of them down, and I forget to put a question on. So yeah, write notes. Write notes, kids.
Yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah. Finally, there were some other kind of just long comments that were quite good in terms of just discussing certain points. Obviously, we can't go into everything, so...
They're often about the rules, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
Ian Marley, Billy Fitzmaurice, Peter Sands and all put some stuff down. So if you want to look into those, then just have a read in the comments from the last video.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, before we crack on with the trailer,
Yeah.
any other news? We've got other movie news?
Other movie news,
Yes,
is there?
There's a TV spot as well.
Oh, yeah.
First TV spot came out with a few other shots as well as the trailer. There's a big feature on The Hobbit in total film this month. If you want to go pick that up, that's really interesting. It's got a few things we're going to be talking about. It's also got a Lord of the Rings retrospective, which is quite nice. A kind of whatever it must. They're just doing it because it's the end of The Hobbit, I think. But a 6-page thing about Lord of the Rings and the 10 greatest Middle Earth moments.
Yeah.
What do you think the greatest Middle Earth moment is?
Helm's Deep.
Yeah. Outstanding.
I've seen that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
I wouldn't have gone for Helm's Deep. I think I'd have gone for Charge of the Rohirrim or something. So yeah, that was quite interesting. There's also the first tiniest smidgen of a rumour from Games Workshop. This trickle will begin over the next couple of weeks. And bear in mind we're recording this on Wednesday. Yes.
And it is the site's rumour, but the first time any of the other sites have reported on it, and the word was December's releases will be dominated by The Hobbit. That's the first thing that's trickled down somewhere. Now, at the moment, the way they're previewing stuff, you get a White Dwarf on a Saturday, and it has a preview, a little teaser of what's in the next one.
Yeah.
You're receiving this on Friday. There's nothing in this week's issue. No. And there's not any Lord of the Rings stuff in next week's issue. But we don't know if the teaser for next week's issue might have something. So my money is still, fingers crossed, that the White Dwarf that comes out on the 29th is going to have Hobbit stuff. So that's 2 weeks tomorrow when you watch this, I think.
It's getting close.
It's getting very close. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's a good point. Other news actually is that Games Workshop have a new CEO.
I do.
from the ranks, so brought internally. So we don't really know whether there's going to be much change because it's not someone from the outside who's going to do big changes you wouldn't expect. But you know, maybe there will be a change in policy. You never know.
Never, ever know.
No.
Cool. What?
Are we breaking it down?
Breaking it down, indeed. Yeah.
Oh no! Wait. There is something before we crack on.
Is it?
Yeah. Damian was 26 plus 6. Which he's very proud of.
My birthday. I'm still alive.
So I decided
Oh.
to get him a gift.
That's very sweet.
It's not a model.
It's not a model.
No.
Thanks. Do it.
Wait, you should probably open it.
Yeah, it
before
might be
you
awful.
hug.
Thanks.
Alright. This is from America.
How exciting. Birthday present unwrapping.
Yeah.
From America.
Yeah. Now I must confess,
So
Lily
talk
helped
to
me
my
pick this
colleague.
out, so I can't claim all the credit.
Oh, it's a t-shirt.
Here's a t-shirt.
Oh, outstanding. That's very cool. Oh my god, it's happened. We was like, how could we get it in?
Yeah.
You have Jurassic Park. Keep calm and don't move a muscle. Thanks!
Happy Damian.
Thanks, man. That's a nice moment.
There we go.
Thank you very much. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Medium, obviously. Thank you. Not large. I don't need that.
No.
Even there. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that.
Thought I'd do
the
yourself do yourself esteem some good and get your medium.
Thank you very much. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you, Lily. If you're
Yeah.
watching the Palantir. Of course you're watching
Of course
the
you
Palantir.
watched it.
It wouldn't. I thought it was what I was going to say then. Keep calm, don't move muscle, of course, being something of a fallacy, because there's no scientific evidence whatsoever that T-Rex's vision was based on
Of course
movement.
that's not. But I needed something for the film.
For the book.
For the book.
Indeed. But yes, you know, the fact that it's entirely scientifically inaccurate aside, thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't think people are going to be looking at your t-shirt and being like, that's scientifically inaccurate.
I think you will.
And probably.
It's exactly what you do. So,
Yeah.
trailer
Trailer
breakdown.
Yeah. So we cracked on.
Massive spoilers ahead.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what's in here, what we think, what happens in the book, what will probably happen in the film, and anything that's been on the internet or in any of the books.
Yeah. This is big spoiler territory.
Okay, so we don't know, bear in mind,
No.
you know, we don't, like for example, the spoilers are about to start. We don't know how the things that happen in the book happen,
Yeah.
but we know fair few bits about the film's production,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a crack at looking into the trailer. So if you don't want to know any spoilers, probably not the video for you.
Yeah, and for those who haven't seen it, there'll be a link below with Damian's original trailer breakdown. Again, you probably have to skip to about 15 minutes in or so to find when he's talking about the trailer, because he talks about Lego for quite a bit at the start.
It's so easy to say all this stuff when you don't have to upload or edit any of them, isn't it? There'll be a link here and then there'll be a link down there and there'll be like 4 beautiful boxes here.
Give you a present.
There you go, present.
There we go. Right.
And we will, like last time, be flashing up the
Yes.
shots on... Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare to edit.
You're editing, yeah. That'd be great.
We're flashing up the screenshots on the screen for you so you can have a look yourself.
Yep, and yeah, I guess it's probably worth saying, as always, these are our opinions, and we're probably not going to be right, but we may be on some, and they don't reflect the views of the channel.
Or the league.
Or the league.
Indeed. So, Battle of Five Armies trailer, final trailer, final Middle Earth trailer, and it opens with Erebor. Inside Erebor.
Yes.
With we've seen a very similar shot to this before.
Yep.
We've got Thorin down in the Mound of Gold.
Yeah, in the Mound of Gold, and the dwarves are looking from on high at him.
Yeah, there's 5 of them up there.
Yeah.
Quite hard to tell exactly who they are.
Yeah.
And this is over the line, the first line where Bilbo says, Thorin, you made a promise. Yeah, you gave a promise. And that's probably talking about the fact that he promised the men of Lake Town that if they helped him, he would pay them back.
Yes.
And this is obviously coming at the point where he's gone a bit mad
and doesn't want to pay.
And doesn't want to pay them back because he becomes a bit of a meanie.
Yeah, meanie Thorin.
He does. So there he is, going away in his gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will see the descent of madness. I saw an interview with Richard Armitage where he said he played it a whole bunch of ways with the madness, and he doesn't know how which one he's picked.
And maybe it'll be a
combination.
Indeed.
So yeah, we go into that. And then we get the close-up build. Well, there's going to be a lot of shots of people's heads. Yeah. We're just going to kind of say
that's Bilbo.
That's someone's head. There's not so much you can say. And we get a shot of Bilbo in his mithril coat saying that line to Thorin.
Yeah.
Who then stares back, looking moody and mad.
He looks moody a lot. I'm showing this film.
He does indeed. We then get a shot of a burning lake town.
It's a pretty awesome shot.
It does look very cool. Obviously from very early on in the film.
Yep.
There was a big Facebook thread recently about just how quickly they're going to dispatch Smaug. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, because they usually... They can't have any sort of prologue in this, can they? And they probably wouldn't. Like, where are they going to start it? Do they start with Smaug, I am death kind of thing? You'd have thought it'd have to be pretty quick. What they're probably going to start it with, actually, is Bard in jail and things like that. So it's probably going to start with the time when the dwarves are running around in Erebor, before Smaug's left, I'd imagine. So then they can have some time building up the tension in Lake Town as the dragon's coming.
I thought maybe the way Bard gets out of jail is when Smaug attacks. I thought it was a bit Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe, that Smaug attacks, breaks the jail somehow, and that allows him to escape. Yeah. Potentially. Don't know.
But there has to be quite quick.
Yeah, they could start in Dol Guldur.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very common TV conceit that you have a huge cliffhanger, like Smaug flying towards Lake Town, and then you don't deal with it to keep people watching. Yeah. Because everyone's expecting
You've not really got a choice in the cinema.
No, you don't. It's not
like a TV set.
Demand, yeah. Sure. But you can see the town hall's burning there, so it does get razed to the ground. But there is this question of Smaug being the giant fish. I saw. There's been stuff on the internet with people going, I can't believe. I think I might have said this before. They're going to just kill off Smaug right at the start, and these are the same people who then go, why are they changing the book so much? Yeah. It's like, what? He dies there. It's like, I don't know what else they can do. It's like, he's only going to be in it for 15 minutes. Yes, because that's the part of the book they're at. It's like, what do you want to do? Just have him slowly like lighting a house individually and then moving on to the next one again. I think the reason they didn't do it in the second film is so that Smaug is in both films.
Yeah, and so they have a cliffhanger at the second to kind of draw you into the third.
Yeah, so like it would be a bit annoying if they've, the whole first film and half of the second film are about getting to the Mountain of the Dragon, and then he dies at the end of the second film. Yeah. They've got to get him into the third one. Yeah. But I think it'll be, I think it's going to be like a 15-minute set piece. Okay. Or something. Yeah. Assuming that it's not, assuming it's not intercut with anything else.
And I think that we're going to have some really cool shots.
Yeah, it'll be...
With the fire and
it'll be amazing.
At night.
I think. But yeah, I think maybe that'll be cut together against the Dol Guldur stuff. Possibly.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. Because, if it's all action, they want somewhere to slow it all down.
And if it's all at night, it depends how many evenings that's passing. Yeah. If it is the same night, then maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so we get that. And then we move on to...
It's Bard.
It's Bard.
With his bow in the background.
He has his bow. Yeah. We'll come back to that. He looks a bit scared in this, doesn't he?
He does look... Well, there's fire behind him.
Yeah, I mean, still, he doesn't look very hero-y.
No.
A bit kind of...
Yeah, okay.
But he'll probably step up, I reckon. Yeah. Still in his brown coat.
Yeah.
Obviously during the Lake Town attack.
Yeah. There's fire.
There's fire. I think this
it's not because of his coat, it's because of his fire. The fire.
Yeah, that's how I know this is during the Lake Town attack because of his coat. Yeah. And because he's in Lake Town, which has not been burnt to the ground. No. Yeah, to the water. Sorry. Yeah. How do you think the orcs got into Lake Town? In the end?
They've probably just walked in.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Thomas Harrison.
It's Bard.
It is Bard. What's he doing? This is when he says...
He's looking into the mountain, right?
Yeah, because we don't have the dialogue here, so it's quite easy to forget the lines. This is where he says, "You brought upon them ruin and death."
Yes.
Yeah, which is...
scathing.
Scathing. He's fuming at this point.
Angry.
He's not happy.
It's a good job that Thorin's on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, because this happens in the book. Bard, I think, as memory says, Bard goes first, doesn't he? Or they go to the mountain twice, and what's clearly happened is Bard has ridden to the mountain
Mm-hmm.
and said, "Hi, mate. The dragon that you just, peed off massively just burnt my city to the ground."
I told you that happened.
Yeah, I told you. I said dragon fire and ruin.
Yeah.
Big to-da.
Yeah.
Big to do about it. And then you said you'd pay for us to rebuild it. I killed the dragon for you.
Yeah.
FYI. Couldn't you lend us a tenner?
Yeah. Lend us some change.
I killed the dragon for you. You've got your kingdom back.
Yeah.
Could you help rebuild my city?
Yeah.
And Thorin, reasonable
I like the topography of gold inside Erebor. I like the way.
I could literally spare none of this. And Thorin says no, like a jerk. And
Indeed.
so I imagine that's just after he said no.
Not very heroic.
No, not very heroic. A bit kind of mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's obviously looking through the kind of barricade of Erebor. And then there we have Thorin, indeed, looking moody
on the other side.
On the other side, probably.
You can tell by the shape,
holes,
can't you?
indeed. And he's like going, no.
Yeah.
Yep. Shot of the dwarves from the first trailer.
Yep.
There seems to be more indication in this trailer that the dwarves turn against Thorin a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that
Or that they at least realise, in a way that's not done in the book so much, that he's going a bit mad and that he's not being reasonable.
Yes.
Which could lead us to the line of, will you follow me one last time?
Yeah.
Probably to the dwarfs, because he's
losing them,
yeah. But yeah, there is the good shot, good hero shot.
There was Balin did say something in the second film that was kind of a challenge to Thorin, didn't he?
That you're not yourself.
Yeah, there was one bit with where he pulls Thorin up, doesn't he? About Bill. His name is Bilbo.
He says.
Yeah,
he says.
Pull him up a couple of
he says, "Give him more time."
Yeah.
And he goes, and Balin says, "Time for what? To get burnt alive." And then he goes, "There's a sickness lying on that treasure. A sickness drove your grandfather mad."
Yeah.
And Thorin goes, "I am not my grandfather." When he's beautifully silhouetted next to the statue of Thrall, very clever. And then he goes, "You're not yourself." The Thorin I knew wouldn't hesitate to run into that mountain. And then he runs into the mountain and points the sword at Bilbo, which probably wasn't what Balin meant.
No.
No. So then we got a really cool shot.
Wide shot of Erebor.
From the new barricade.
Yeah.
That's the dwarfs up on the gate, and they've barricaded it up, and there's a dwarf walking down the staircase, which is probably Thorin.
Yeah.
Kind of moping away.
Yeah.
And the ruins of Dale in the background.
Yeah, it looks really cool, that shot.
It does look very cool. And next up, I think I've got two of these. Yeah, two shots of a giant dwarf statue falling from the top of Erebor down. Thoughts?
It's a dwarf statue falling, isn't it?
Why is that happening?
Why not? I have no idea, if I'm being honest. I don't know why. It looks similar to the statue that you've just seen.
I think it's. I think they've done it to barricade the door. I think the dwarfs knock it over or destroy it. Because remember in the first teaser, there's the shot of Kili lifting the giant head up.
Oh, yeah.
I think they tip it down because
and then
smells
go
just
down,
burst out
and then
there.
go down to get
They're
it.
down, and that's how they barricade the door.
Interesting.
I reckon.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The other option is it's part of the battle.
Yeah,
but I think
it doesn't look like they're dropping it on anyone. There's no one in the shot.
that's the my money. That's what that is. But it looks very cool. Big cinematic shots of a giant dwarf statue.
Yeah. Then we have a night shot.
That's Thorin.
Thorin, yeah.
Looking at Dale.
Yes.
Which has lights on.
It does have lights on.
Because probably it looks like the refugees from Lake Town. They're going to go and set up in Dale.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like how they've sorted out the kind of the landscape. Yeah. The geography all, so they can the different bits like are looking at each other between Lake Town and Dale and Erebor and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's Thorin's head.
Thorin's head. I'm looking at Moody, and this is.
Yeah, Bilbo's just said, "You've got the mountain. What more do you want, essentially?"
And Thorin says, "Now."
Is that not enough? That's it.
Yeah, is that not enough? Now we defend it.
Yeah.
Thorin.
Yeah.
You're doing love. Yeah. Cut to outside.
Yeah.
A ton of elves.
Yeah, it's Bard floating and
he's on a horse.
Yeah,
he's got a white horse.
And Thranduil on his
elk. His elk's back.
And lots of armoured elves.
Yeah.
And again, Dale in the background.
Yeah, and this is obviously the scene where they ride to actually Parley. So it looks like Bard comes up first.
Yeah.
Goes back, the elves arrive, and they go back. And this is the shot from the first trailer where Bard says, "Will you have peace or war?"
Yes.
They're parleying with
Yeah, they're trying to get him to come out of the mountain and give them some money.
and they've obviously besieged it, which in the book really Thorin says, "I won't have anything to do with you as long as you come in arms to my mountain."
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously what happens here. So
Yeah.
this huge elf army marches on Erebor. It's interesting that you're already seeing the slight change that the armies, the good army, is not as it is in the book. It's kind of men and then the elves from Mirkwood, whereas here it's very much an elf army and the refugees later.
Yeah.
The elves seem to be the majority of the army.
Yeah.
But
it's I mean, it's also fair to say that whilst Thorin is mad, Thranduil again isn't always acting perfectly.
No, absolutely. In here, I think there'll be a line in a bit where he gives that away a bit.
Yeah. Cool shot of
Yeah.
Thorin in armour.
Yeah, Thorin in Thor's armour. Still really curious to see how he gets that.
Yeah.
How does he get Thor's armour?
But what? It's just, why would it be there?
Yeah.
Unless there were just multiple copies of it.
Yeah, it's like armour for when his other armor's in the wash.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's obviously the reverse of that shot with the elves. That's where he's looking down on them, isn't it? And Kili's there looking concerned like he does in the first trailer. And he goes, "I will have war."
Yes, indeed. This is the same shot that they ended the first trailer on.
Yeah, the elves ready with their arrows knocked, ready to fire
At
the dwarfs.
the dwarves.
I think not the Erebor dwarfs.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a shot in a minute that's kind of reflected on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, loads of elves ready to fire loads of bows. And here it is, Thranduil riding with. He's looking down, and there's something moving in the foreground.
Yeah.
And originally I was thinking, who's he talking to? But I think the thing moving in the foreground is the elk. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Maybe.
I think the thing that's kind of moving is like his antlers or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And he says, he's in Dale, and he says, "I've come to reclaim something of mine, something that I own."
Yeah.
And
He means the white gems.
he does. And that also changes, you can see the change in the motivation in the film. In the book, he comes to help the Lake Towners.
Yeah.
And that's obviously not going to happen here. It's not going to work because it's not Thranduil's character.
No.
So he seems to be still quite antagonistic.
Yeah.
That he comes to, somehow he finds out about the death of Smaug.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that happens.
It'll also be interesting to see how he plays it, whether this kind of side to him is kept away, because obviously Bard's on his side.
Yeah.
So is he kind of chummying up to Bard when he's with Bard, and then saying this as an aside when he's on his own? Whether they'll do it like that, because Bard obviously wouldn't be that impressed if he's like, "I just want some gems."
Yeah. That to me looks like Thranduil's arrival. That to me looks like he's just rocked up in Dale with the elves.
Maybe, yeah.
But don't know, we'll see. Exciting stuff. Now this shot I screen grabbed twice because it's just before it pans down onto the mountain. There's two orcs onto the army. There's two orcs, and I was wondering, is that Azog and Bolg? And I don't know. I'm inclined to think not, looking at them there.
No.
But
There's a shield on that one.
and
as well.
this guy's got both arms.
Yeah.
But there's two orcs up there.
Yeah.
But then that pans down to a whole load of orcs.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Looks very reminiscent of the Uruk-hai marching on Helm's
It's
Deep.
an army bred for a single purpose.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Destroy the world of dwarf.
Indeed, absolutely. But yeah, loads and loads and loads of orcs, which look very cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yep.
What do you reckon the motif on the banners will be?
Picture your face.
That would scare people, indeed.
A dull northerner.
Okay.
I don't know. Something to do with a necromancer. Spider.
Warg.
Warg. Azog's head. 9 pots of jam.
9 pots of jam, let's run with that.
Next shot, we have this, and we saw this in the teaser trailer.
Yes.
And this is a reverse, I think, of a shot you're going to see. Actually, it's not a reverse. He's turned around. I think, breaking news.
Breaking news.
I think later on in the trailer, and we'll show you, there's a shot of the dwarfs on a tower looking at Lake Town burning.
Yes.
And Bilbo's at the back, and all the dwarfs are in the front. And I think basically they see Lake Town burn.
Yeah.
Because in the book, because they're further away, they get told that Lake Town's burnt by a thrush.
Yes.
You know, it comes back and goes, which obviously isn't going to happen in the film.
No, they can see it.
And I think they'll see it, and that's how they know Smaug's dead.
And they're going to be very upset with themselves.
And I think Bilbo's watched that, and he's literally just turned around. So I think Lake Town's behind Bilbo now. And he's looking like, oh, what have we done?
Yeah. Ooh. Pits. Or caves with lots of stuff coming out of.
Going into.
Or going into.
Yeah. It's the Gundabad Orc coming, and that looks quite similar to where they were before, as if they're going in. So there's a huge, all the army of Gundabad Orcs is going inside a mountain. Why? There's also, it's worth noting, there's a range of mountains, so that's not Erebor.
No, it's definitely not Erebor.
So why is there an army marching inside mountains?
Might be able to see a bit of that later.
Why?
No.
Okay. It seems that maybe they're converging or something. Maybe the orcs have come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Converge on somewhere, but don't know. Next up we have Legolas and Tauriel hiding from the flying monkeys. That's obviously the bats, and I think this is the line where Legolas said these bats were bred for a single purpose.
To destroy the world of men.
For war.
For war.
So this is interesting, I think. I think the next shot as well. Yeah. So
more bats.
There's bats, which is great. They're in the book.
Yep.
Bats fly above the army, and PJ said for years
that they'd half the fight value.
that they fight the eagles in like a dogfight at the battle. So that's cool. But what's interesting about this is the location, which is this big red tower.
Yes.
In these kind of 3 shots that we haven't seen before in a mountain range.
Nope.
And that Legolas and Tauriel are there.
Yes.
Tom, thoughts?
Mount Gundabad?
Possibly. There's all this talk of Gundabad orcs.
Yeah.
And do we need an evil location we haven't been? That's not Dol Guldur.
No.
It's Mount Gundabad. Now, there's a thing in one of the books that said there's 2 evil armies that converge. And there's a Dol Guldur army led by Azog and a Gundabad army led by Bolg. So, play out the events of the film.
Yeah.
Bolg's just legged it.
Yeah, Legolas follows.
Legolas follows without Tauriel.
Yes.
Bolg then goes back to Gundabad to start Mount Gundabad to form an army.
Yeah. Legolas must see that, but then not want to do anything he's on his own.
But you think he goes there? But Tauriel's there.
Yeah, and she's in Lake Town.
And also there's that other shot in the first trailer where the 2 of them are looking over a rock, and that's obviously from the same sort of scene here. So that could also be that could be Mount Gundabad where the orcs are going into. So maybe Azog's army.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That we might see this. No, these shots would come up.
Ah, got it. Yeah. So maybe Azog's army goes to Mount Gundabad.
Yes.
And they all converge there. But then somehow Legolas has to know without following Bolg potentially.
Yeah,
he's got to pick up Tauriel, and they go there. And that's quite a lot of kind of travelling about.
Yeah, in a short space.
Yeah, and obviously some of this might well involve how Thranduil finds out.
Yes.
Tricky.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the timeline of that works, because Legolas is chasing Bolg.
Yep.
Presumably Legolas has to turn around at some point to see Lake Town burning. So maybe that is the trigger.
Because he's definitely there the next morning.
Yeah. On the shore.
Yeah.
Or,
Morning
with Tauriel, with all the refugees.
Da-da-da.
So maybe he is intent on finding them, sees some bat or something, and he's like, oh, I'll follow the bats. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm not going to follow his bats. I don't know.
Exciting ideas. Models?
Yeah.
New bat swarms?
Bats would be cool.
Something like that.
And 2 types of orcs, if there's... Because we've seen the Dol Guldur ones, but we haven't yet seen the Gundabad, if they're any different.
Yeah, well, they're called...
I mean, they're called
Gundabad orcs, aren't they? But they were the ones from... They didn't really... They were an odd release for Destination Smaug, considering there was like just 2 shots at the end.
Yeah.
So, who knows quite... You know, we know that the 3-film change played havoc with the schedule a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so an interesting location there.
Yeah. It's Legolas.
We get Legolas pouting.
That is Legolas pouting for war.
Yeah. And as we'll see later, do you know what these guys are looking at? Because I don't know. We'll see. We're hoping to start a new meme with Legolas later, but this is Legolas saying for war.
Yeah. This isn't the worst picture of Legolas you're gonna see.
This got talked about a lot.
Yeah.
So next up, where are we, Tom?
We are in Dol Guldur, and we have Galadriel cradling Gandalf, and he's not in his cage anymore.
And who are there?
I don't know. Some team.
You know who's there. There's 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in shot.
That's a helmet there.
Yeah. Of course they are the 9.
Yeah. Probably maybe not without the Witch King. Maybe that's who's missing.
Yes. Maybe.
The 9, like designed individually, which looks so cool.
Yes.
This looks amazing.
Yes.
And kind of explains why they built that storyline up. It's not just the Witch King.
Yeah.
All 9 rulers. So, which is not in the book.
No.
But and not even in the appendices. I think it says Kamal was there.
Yeah.
It implies there was 2 of them there. But I'm
still,
all up for this.
yeah,
I think
this
it's
is
a
really
brilliant
cool.
idea. It looks amazing. They've all been designed.
And then they could actually release the named ones.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a comment that the Jester one looks a lot like Peter Jackson's Jester thing.
Maybe.
From, Comic-Con.
So the Jester one is the top right one.
Yeah, so is that potentially Peter Jackson's cameo? But I think that's incredibly cool.
Because that one looks a bit like a Haradrim one.
Yeah.
The top leftish.
Yeah.
One looks elven almost.
Yeah. Yeah, so... And they look like they're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Galadriel doesn't really seem like she's doing much.
No, she's really upset about Gandalf.
But it's Galadriel, she'd know that they were there, right?
Yeah, and there's also been an awful lot of conversation about the smackdown with Count Blanchett saying Galadriel goes nuts and causes some damage, which of course is eventually what happens. Not at this time scale, it actually happens during the War of the Ring, doesn't it? That she actually levels Dol Guldur.
Yeah.
But she's going to kick off.
Yeah.
I think she'll be helped by some friends, because in the next shot we get the kiss, which we've seen before, and you get a briefest glimpse in the background of Saruman legging it past it.
You do.
Or at that time, I suppose, someone in white legging past it.
Yeah.
So that's probably some sort of healing kiss. Interesting fact, movie fans, that is almost certainly not Ian McKellen. They had a dummy made, had like a prosthetic.
Really?
Gandalf made, presumably for that scene.
Wow.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And then here he comes.
Look at this.
This is cool.
It's Elrond in armour.
Elrond
looking
in armour.
like he means business.
Absolutely. And I think that is a few seconds after the previous shot.
Yeah.
I think they're all
closing in,
and then Elrond comes out, bang! And Hugo Weaving has said that Elrond fights the 9.
Yeah.
The 9!
He's a beast.
Yeah, all of them.
Why don't they just have a fellowship of Elrond, Galadriel,
why did he say
Sauron, just all the beasts?
One of you must do this.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
I'm spent.
Yeah. Get him and get Glorfindel.
Yeah.
And then, what is it? Because before everyone writes on it, mighty warriors would be noticed. Yada yada yada. It's a plot
send a
device,
hobbit.
you know it. Yeah. So Elrond's there. So we knew that. We knew Elrond and Galadriel would be at Dol Guldur kicking off. That's brilliant.
Yeah. And look at that. So Elrond's there with Galadriel, who looks not in a good way.
She looks like she's kind of hanging onto Elrond's leg.
Yeah.
Because she looks spent to me.
Yeah. As if she's already been doing some battling.
Yeah.
With who?
Well,
could be the Witch King, could be Sauron.
You would say Sauron, apart from Saruman's line,
Yeah.
which is, "Leave Sauron to me."
Well, he could have done. Sauron could do something to Galadriel, and then Elrond says something, and then Saruman's like, "Don't worry, guys."
This,
I
I think, has probably been the most popular part of the entire trailer.
Yes, definitely.
Everyone's
People
been raving
love
about
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, and seeing Saruman there,
And seeing him about to do, he's gonna do something cool.
yeah.
So the big question is, because in the appendices, Saruman, even at this point, is turning, because he's very slow about going to Dol Guldur. When Gandalf's saying, you know, it's probably Sauron.
Do you mean in the films?
No, in the appendices.
Yeah.
Gandalf's saying, you know, we should go there, we should shut it down. Saruman's like, what?
Probably right.
Yeah, you're making them out of a molehill kind of thing, which is.
And in the film,
I think he's already starting.
He was hesitant, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So the question is, are we going to see, when he says leave Sauron to me, is he going to fight him and he gets corrupted, or is he going to go, Sauron, run! They're on to you, mate. And I would love to see some foreshadowing of Fellowship.
Yeah, maybe the battle of those two takes them away from Elrond and Galadriel and gets them on their own. Yeah. And then something happens. There's
a shot of Sauron holding what a lot of people are thinking is a Palantir. So
he could give that.
And there's been talk for a while about, and this will be an awful lot of things coming together, but there's a statue at Dol Guldur that's been in loads of the posters of a statue holding a ball. And that was in the Lego set, a statue holding a ball, and then it's come up again in this film. And maybe that is actually a frozen Palantir of some kind that then Sauron gets and maybe gives to Saruman.
Yeah.
And I would be so up for that. I'd be so up for that, like kind of link to Lord of the Rings.
Because it could even be a point where Sauron's doing the same thing as he did to Gandalf, and Saruman thinks he's going to kill him, and Saruman, to buy his way out, says, "I'll help you."
Yeah, I think that scene has got people very excited.
Yes.
What's quite interesting about this, I don't know if it's completely changed in the script, we'll have to wait and see, but it looks like the White Council attacked Dol Guldur. And in the commentary for The Unexpected Journey, Peter Jackson said the battle for Dol Guldur is essentially like Helm's Deep, but with the elves on the other side. He implied it was a huge siege with armies. Now obviously we're only seeing a couple of trailer shots here, but there's been no signs of that.
No. And where are the elves going to come from? I guess Rivendell or Lothlorien.
It's in Mirkwood, isn't it? It'd be Thranduil's army.
Yeah, but they're already elsewhere.
Well, my thought, originally, that I've said before, was that Galadriel convinces Thranduil, she's one of the only people they listen to march on Dol Guldur. They drive Sauron out, and then she goes, right, off you go and sort out Erebor.
So where's Thranduil there?
Don't know.
I don't think Thranduil will be there. But
maybe not. But I don't know if that could well be, bear in mind, that could be a change they've made. Yeah. And they've got rid of that.
The other important thing is, where's Radagast in all this? He's got to get Galadriel. Where is he?
Where is Radagast? Famously, Gandalf gets Radagast's staff.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Radagast need his staff anymore?
But let's say they were to kill Radagast, where will they do it? Because it's got to be before all of this, because he's not in any shots. Well, maybe not. But I don't know how that would happen.
Trips down a hill. Ignoble end for one of the histories.
Maybe.
Run over by his own bunny sled.
That would be irony. But
I don't know. But yeah, he's absent from everything. Every teaser trailer, every kind of poster and all that sort of stuff. No sign of Radagast. Yeah.
But he obviously gets to Galadriel, right?
Well, they've got to tie a story up. Yeah. They have to.
Yeah.
But the other idea is that he gives up. He just goes, I don't want to do this anymore. Gives his staff to him and then wanders off into some kind of hermit. Yeah. Which could happen, but yeah, it'd be interesting. There's a lot to fit into this film.
Yes.
It's an awful lot. But yeah, that's the scene that's got people very excited.
Indeed.
And it then leads on to a shot of the eye, classic shot of the eye.
Yeah.
And then a shot of Sauron
on this plinth.
Yeah.
Steps up to a ruined bit.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed. Obviously just before the largest smackdown.
Yeah.
How does he get dispersed? Do they go poof and you see some smoke go and
not
trail off to Mordor? Or
maybe.
Something of that ilk. Next up, we have Bilbo leaving Erebor with...
I don't know what he'd be with. Nothing. He didn't steal anything.
No?
No.
Oh, fair enough. He's just going for a walk.
He's probably with the Arkenstone.
He's almost certainly with the Arkenstone. Indeed. This is after he's obviously gone, Thorin, you made a promise.
Yeah.
He realises Thorin's gone a bit mad, and to try and help, he takes the Arkenstone to Thranduil and Bard to help in their negotiations. Here you go, this probably won't cause any problems.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, he then does climb back into Erebor, and Thorin nearly chucks him over.
Yes.
Which I think they'll keep, because that's really good drama.
And Thorin's mad.
Yeah.
By this point, that could be the end point.
Tipping point, which really pushes the dwarfs against him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Bilbo climbing down Erebor and running off towards Dale.
Yep. It's Dwalin.
Dwalin, line for Dwalin, saying, "You cannot see what you've become."
Yeah, even Dwalin. You know when Dwalin's saying something that you've pushed it too
Yeah,
far.
Dwalin is loyal as loyal right-hand man. Looks at Thorin, who looks a bit mad.
Yeah.
Like, that's clearly not the reverse of that shot. That's just a shot of Thorin and Erebor.
Yeah.
And he's saying, Thorin, you've lost it, mate.
Yeah.
We then cut to another shot of Thorin in some sort of Erebor room or armoury, and he says, "Everything I've done, I did for them." Who's he talking about?
It's Dan and Grannon.
To honour their memory? Or
Feeling Kili.
Next Generation? Everything he's done, he hasn't done it for him, he's done it to set them up. Because Feely's the heir, isn't he?
Yeah.
Feely's the old one, so Feely's the heir.
Yeah.
And Kili is obviously of the line of Durin.
Yeah.
Possibly. And the reason I'm saying that is because it then cuts to a shot of Thorin kind of touching heads with Kili.
Yeah.
Which to me, I reckon that probably happens when they resolve their differences. Because you're going to see them have a bit of a row.
Yes.
I think that's them probably sorting that out.
Yes.
But yeah, good to see some more drama and kind of tension between the dwarfs.
It's a lot of elves.
It's a lot of elves.
Yeah.
An awful lot of elves. And this shot, which tracks it out, does it remind you of anything in the trailer? But if you have to actually see it.
Okay.
But if you watch the way the shot moves.
Is it like the Helm's Deep one? Or the Isengard one?
Absolutely.
Over the pikes.
Gladriel.
There
it is.
Everything I did for them.
Yeah, it's very much,
That is very, very similar to the shot with Saruman at Orthanc, where it pulls back over the legions of Urukai. But yeah, a huge army of elves obviously besieging Erebor. Maybe Thranduil and Bard at the front, having a bit of a row.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can... The dwarfs would be there, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But you can't really make them out.
No.
If they are there. But a lot of elves.
Yes.
A real lot of elves.
Can you fit that many in Mirkwood?
Thranduil really, really wants those gems back.
Yes.
He's very keen on them.
He's not really protecting Mirkwood much, is he, at the moment?
Mirkwood's been burned to the ground. And then you get a couple of shots of elves notching their bows, don't you? Yeah, you get one shot of the elves kind of going poof.
Yeah. Then
Cut to more Thorin looking intense.
And probably shouting back at them.
There you go, shut up!
Leave me alone, they're mine. My gems.
My mountain. And it cuts to Thranduil in a tent with Gandalf saying, "You started this. You'll forgive me if I finish it." Which again kind of shows that this Thranduil of the film is going to be different to Thranduil of the books.
Yeah. But the tent is probably important. Because it's a tent that Bilbo goes to in the book.
Yeah, in the book he goes
so this
to see...
is probably... Bilbo's going to come into this shot later.
Yep.
You'd imagine.
That's the
with
Council of
Gandalf
War.
there.
Luke Evans has said that Bard gets drawn into a Council of War with these two. But obviously for kind of... They probably find a common enemy, I suppose, rather than being allies, I think. Like Thranduil and Bard.
Yeah.
And this is obviously when Gandalf's come back and joined them.
Yeah. So yeah, Gandalf is back.
Yep.
But he's not brought any of the others with him.
No, Elrond's done this thing again. He goes, "Azog must be stopped. One of you must do this."
He's probably carrying Galadriel home.
Yeah, indeed.
Or, and where's Saruman? Saruman's like, I'm done.
Saruman's still in England, where he filmed his very brief scenes. So that's the other thing that I'm ever so slightly wary of, that Christopher Lee wasn't in New Zealand. So,
well, he can do all of his talking shots, and then the action shots, they don't need him.
Yeah, I know, but I know he's got big long white hair and a long white beard, but you can only do so much with a double before you kind of go, they're not showing his face. You know? And there can only be so many, "Leave Sauron to me. Sauron, I will destroy you. Sauron, you have been destroyed." You know, without it looking a bit weird.
Says we can't really talk with our clunky editing, can we?
Our editing is superb. So. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then we get, after Thranduil said, "You'll forgive me if I finish it," we get another couple of shots
Oh,
of the elves
yes.
notching their arrows to fire. Is that... I think that looks like Dale, so I think they're aiming at Erebor there, potentially. Or is that... No, is that the dwarf statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is obviously before the shot we're about to see.
Yeah.
And we get to...
This is really cool. Yeah. No, they look kind of like the Isengard ballistas.
They do, and a lot of people have said Gundabad orc ballistas.
But they're not, because you can see dwarves looking like Grimhammers.
Yeah, dwarves.
Operating them. And, you know, it's kind of dwarven, some of the motifs that
Yeah.
you've got there, all of the shapes. So,
These
dwarven
are
ballistas. A proper dwarf ballista, not like the one you can get at present from
Yep.
Games Workshop.
So, again, fingers crossed,
Yeah,
model.
that would be really cool.
You know, what we're seeing is that there's an awful lot of cool new stuff.
Yeah.
And we've said it a whole bunch of times, and we just hope
Yeah, really
we
hope
get models for it.
that we're going to get this.
'Cause
Because it'd be a massive shame if we didn't, because then you can't really play out the battle.
Yeah.
If you don't have the stuff. I mean, yeah, you can convert them, but that's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
No. But, yeah, so obviously that Dane's army turns up with, there's pictures of Dane as well.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the books.
But yeah, let's just have
With a big...
I'm trying to have a close look at that dwarf. Maybe it does look slightly different to the Grimhammer armour.
Dane's got, like, his beard comes out as kind of tusks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got big, bright red hair and stuff, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool. But yeah, Dwarven ballistas, which is pretty cool. Probably not firing at the elves,
No.
I think. I think that's now going to be into
Yeah.
the battle.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
Yeah.
And then next up, you get this huge
It's just
volley of arrows
ridiculous amount.
from the elves.
How many is that? That is massive.
You could reason it out.
You could reason it out.
What's quite interesting, I think, about this, I remember them saying they did it with Ministerial as well. The number of models they have is warriors they have, isn't based on any of the books.
Mhm.
It's literally based on the geography,
Mm-hmm.
which is really, really clever. So they did it for Pelennor Fields,
Mm-hmm.
where they drew the environment is so big. If you imagine the front wall of Ministerius is this big,
Yeah.
and people have to walk on it, they know physically in real world times how wide that wall is.
Yeah.
So then when they put an orc on the field of the Pelennor,
Yeah.
they know how big he should be.
Yeah.
So then when they fill it with the 10,000 orcs that were meant to be there, or 50,000 orcs, I remember them saying it just didn't fill the valley
It
at all.
looked tiny.
So they had to times by 10 the number
Yeah.
of orcs that Tolkien said was there. And they've obviously done the same thing here, where there's far more elves there than are described in the book,
Yeah.
but they've done it to make an elf army fill that valley.
Yeah, and look cool.
Yeah.
And that volley does look incredibly cool.
And that volley has been fired at?
Dwarves?
Yeah, the goats.
Yeah.
That's been fired at the goats. And that happens in the book.
Yeah.
They do fire arrows at them. But do you know what I think is going to happen?
It's a warning shot?
No. I think, and this is, I'm making this up,
Yeah.
but I reckon Gandalf is going to blast them out of the air.
Oh.
I don't think in the movie it's going to at all work if the elves, because the elves
Kill
would hit the
dwarves,
dwarves,
yeah.
they wouldn't miss them.
No.
I don't think you're going to have loads of the dwarves cut down by arrows.
No.
So I think he's going to do that, and he's going to go, stop!
Mm-hmm.
And then do his line from later on. And go, look, there's orcs coming!
Yeah.
Which is kind of what he does in the thing, but he doesn't stop the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. And then you'll get destroyed flying arrows as a new spell for him. Which will be amazing.
Cast blinding light.
No, but it's better than that. So once they hit you on a 2+, you can destroy them.
Or boom.
Yeah, something like that. And he uses that in combination with cosplaying. So yeah, that's pretty cool though.
Dwarves looking at Dale.
Dwarves looking down with someone on a white horse riding away,
Yeah.
who is almost certainly Bard.
Yeah, it is bad.
That's after that first little
Yeah.
chat. Yeah.
And now they're looking after him as he goes back and says, well, I'm going to bring my buddy Thranduil.
Yeah.
He's probably not even
By the way, he's got an elf or two.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe he rides back to Dale and then Thranduil turns up in Dale.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't
Because
think...
he's gone by himself, but then Thranduil comes and is like, he said what? Let's go back.
Yeah. Let me have one.
Let me have one.
Yeah. It's got my gems. That's Feely, isn't it, I think?
Yes, looks like it.
And Barrick and Thorin's
Yes.
downstairs, and they're going, what's he doing? You think that's Thorin? I think that could be Kili.
Kili, it could be Kili.
Yeah.
It's Gandalf with some
Gandalf
refugees.
with the refugees of Lake Town, including a woman.
Yeah.
And a
So
Lake Town
some
God.
women may be found too.
Yeah, and if the Manish army is very ragtag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very ragtag. So
Yeah.
they seem to be fighting in Dale, whereas the elves will be on the field.
Yeah.
Seems to be perhaps.
Yeah. Elves and dwarves in the end.
Yeah.
It's Bilbo.
And that is when Bilbo says, "What can we do in the face of death?" or something like that, which is a cool line. He's in Dale. There's a fire going on, and here's a plot point from one of the books. He's in. The dwarfs are heading to Ravenhill, as we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
And there's orcs going to cut them off.
Yeah.
That they don't know about, and Bilbo goes to warn them. That's how Bilbo's going to be involved in the battle.
Yeah.
And Gandalf's like, I think he's talking to Gandalf here, and Gandalf's like, I don't want you to go. He's like, well, I'll go, mate. And so that's what I think this is part of. Because they have to get word to the dwarfs, and Bilbo's the one who goes and does it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Back to what we think is Mount Gundabad.
Yeah, Mount Gundabad.
Very exciting.
Yeah. And wow.
God, didn't these cause a stir?
Yeah. These are beasts.
Absolutely.
Trolls with catapults on the back.
They ain't trolls.
Okay, they're bigger than trolls.
Yeah.
They're giants.
I don't know what they are. But
They're something.
Because there is a troll.
Yeah, I mean, they can still be.
They could be massive trolls.
They're massive. Yeah, they're mountain, whatever they want to call them.
Yeah. But big things with catapults on their backs.
Yeah.
Model?
I hope so. It'd be huge though.
Amazing.
Can you imagine it?
But that could be relatively scaled down.
Yeah. Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
though.
it's cool.
A troll that could carry a catapult around or something.
I think people have asked why would they be carrying catapults, why don't you just put them on wheels? But if you look at the terrain there, it's a bit of a faff
It's
to take
also
a catapult on wheels.
surely the sane answer to that is to get them to the battlefield.
Yeah.
So they don't have to push them along.
Yeah.
You just get a troll to carry it for you.
Yeah.
Easy.
Wouldn't it be useful to have a catapult on the back of a troll?
If I had a giant troll, I'd get him to lift my stuff.
Yeah.
Like, put my car on it. Carry my car over there. Why don't you drive it? I want to.
Saves on petrol.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, there's all these huge troll giant things.
Yeah, and orcs, which they're going to fire over.
Yep. And there's a guy. There's a half troll guy.
Who walks out. You can't see it in the...
Sure, he's
oh yeah, you can. No, you
one,
can see it. Yeah, he's just blending in.
Didn't do two shots there. No,
No,
just the one. And
we have a theory on that.
yeah, there's been a few people have said, what are these guys? I think we agree that it's one guy.
Well, I mean, it might not be, but potentially it is just...
we agree, right? You went, yeah. It's one guy. No.
Well, what I mean is it's our opinion.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it could be the same, just a generic troll hero.
Yeah.
So then you're not worried, I think people are worrying that, they look at they or it looks a bit funny, and having a lot of them running around might be silly, I don't know. But if it's just one kind of hero to lead these, whatever, this part of the army.
I think you also need, you need
someone
characters
to kill. Yeah.
And obviously you've got Azog and Bolg, but there's an awful lot of heroes.
Yeah.
And we'll see later on at least a potential confrontation between Bard and this guy.
Yeah.
So I think maybe this is Bard's big kill.
Yeah. And these definitely look like pikes, rather than spears on the Gundabad. Just saying.
Just saying FAQs.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we go on to the Lake Town refugee camp.
Yeah. So this is going back in time, and there's a horse in the background with looks like Legolas and Tauriel. So this could be them then leaving the refugees and going, right, we need to go and find Bolg.
We need to chase that bat.
We need to chase that bat, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to find Bolg, essentially.
Possibly, do you think maybe on their way to warning Thranduil?
Maybe.
And then getting distracted or something?
Yeah.
But there's been shots for them for a while of them on the same horse together.
Yeah.
That's obviously this bit. They're in the first trailer standing by Lake Town.
Yeah.
Tauriel's at Lake Town when he gets attacked.
Yeah.
It all makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how much of a role Tauriel's going to have in that Lake Town battle. They've made out to her to be absolutely incredible and choppy.
Yeah.
But then obviously Bard's going to step up and do the thing.
So maybe she's helping the dwarves escape the fire.
And next up we have Thorin inside Erebor, looking moody.
Yeah.
Whilst Kili yells, I will not hide whilst others fight our battles
Yeah.
for us.
And the other dwarves watch on. So he's.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is the turning point. Well, I guess we've already said that with Dwalin, but yeah, Kili saying it again just reinforces that point home that they're all turning against him.
And Thorin is clearly wanting to stay inside the battle. And by this point, you've got to think something's going on outside.
Yeah.
You must. Surely the battle must have started
Yeah.
outside, led by Azog
Yeah.
on the mountain, which is their fault.
Yeah.
So he's doing this, and he's got something invested in it, in that he wants to go and save Tauriel, who is his friend and no more.
Mm-hmm.
All joking aside, if you saw anything at a recent tea party.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not a romance at all. He's infatuated with her, as Gimli was with Galadriel, and Tauriel's just quite fond of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any romance there. Of course, in 4 weeks' time, if they stop kissing, I will take this back.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this is a very, very good and enlightening shot potentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bard falling off a building but catching himself using an arrow and still holding his bow.
His bow.
Bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
We got there. So yeah, this is obviously during the dragon attack on Lake Town. Bard.
You can tell because the coat.
Yeah, because of the coat. Yeah, he's in his brown coat, so we know it's the dragon attack. And we're thinking that he's trying to get up to a position where he can shoot the dragon.
With his bow and arrow.
With his bow and arrow. And obviously Smaug's coming over and it's not very easy. He saves himself with his arrow, pulls himself back up, and does what?
Shoots Smaug dead with a bow and arrow.
With a bow and arrow.
I think there was a comment on the last video, I must have said in the last one, as I've long since thought, the wind lance is some form of red herring.
Yeah.
And he will
It's a very cool red herring.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's to make the act all the more heroic.
Yeah.
The only way you can kill a dragon is with a wind lance and black arrow.
Yeah.
And Bar's gonna
Ting. Yeah.
And so I think he's gonna be standing on a roof and he's gonna shoot Smaug dead.
I mean,
I've said for a long time, Peter Jackson doesn't change the major beats of the films.
No. I mean, that arrow must be pretty sturdy because it's holding him up his entire weight.
Yeah,
as he's falling off a
I
building.
mean, is there a possibility? I don't think that is the black arrow. But is there?
No, that's just an arrow.
Could you fire? You know, with the size of his bow, could he fire the black arrow from his bow?
It's massive. I don't think he can.
But his bow's massive as well. It's more.
Yeah, but can you imagine the clunky? It'd be so
metal,
clunky.
they wouldn't fly. But
Yeah. I don't think it.
I think it wasn't it Larry that said in the comments that the arrows in his quiver looked like.
I think it was Ian.
Oh, okay.
Said
They looked about the same scale.
Yeah, no, I think it was the one that was. Yeah, maybe the one that was. They were at least the same shape, the arrowheads. So maybe.
But that's certainly what I think.
Yeah. Cool. Good
Mhm.
shot. So this is Alfred and the Master. So we are going to see more of them. For how much longer we don't know. Probably not very long.
No, there's definitely a shot of Alfred running into Dale though.
Mm.
So unless they've changed that, he survives at the very least.
But
that's the only shot of the Master I've seen.
yeah, I don't think the Master's going to make it.
He's getting torched in Lake Town, we think.
Yeah.
Possibly whilst trying to save his money.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd expect.
Yeah, he's not going to do there's a kind of weird extended coda for him in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Where he survives and then Bard gives him the money and then he wanders off into the wastes or something. Which is what his special rule does, isn't it?
Yeah.
The dragon sickness rule, which is quite cool. But yeah, I think he's going to burn. And we have Kili placing something in Tauriel's hand.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed this.
No.
Tom, what is he placing in her hand?
A tea light holder?
Indeed.
It's the little stone.
Of course it is. It's his runestone.
Yeah.
And if we jump on to the next shot, that's where they're obviously having a still tender moment.
Yeah.
Which is not a romance. She's just saved his life. There's more of that, by the way, the extended edition. That whole scene, that has another whole chunk of her talking about how the barbs pulled the muscle away from the bone and more surgery scenes and stuff. Yeah. Still not in the extended edition.
Mm-hmm.
So, this isn't some tearful, I'm dead, farewell.
No.
This is the day after Lake Town burns, I think. This is before he goes to Erebor.
And he's saying, he's saying
goodbye to Tauriel. Yeah. He gives her the stone. He made a promise to come back.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Because which way does it round it? Yeah, that's it. his mum gives it to him,
Yeah.
saying, promise you'll come back.
Oh, yeah.
He's given it to Tauriel, saying, promise you'll come back.
Yeah.
All that from 2 frames, I reckon. What do you think?
Good analysis.
And then at some point, in a deeply choking moment, have you seen the soundtrack? The soundtrack names, there's a track called The Fallen,
Okay.
which has got like Durin's theme and a little tiny bit of Tauriel's theme. But you don't know if that means Tauriel could be watching.
Yeah.
And then I reckon, at the very least, Dead Dwarf gets his stone back.
Mm. Heart-wrenching moment.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
But this is all cool. This is all good drama.
Yeah.
To play with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I think that's
It's
an
an awful lot to get
I
through,
know,
isn't
right?
there?
It's gonna be. It's good though.
Yeah.
It means it's all going to be
It should
complete
be on the
incident.
edge of your seat through the entire thing.
I think it's going to be fantastic. It's also worth pointing out that they keep using the phrase "the defining moment," a moment as well, in the Middle Earth saga.
Mm.
So there is a,
Not
what
a
it's all
defining
called.
chapter, defining moment.
Well, there's. I think the latest trailer says "witness a defining moment." I think it did say chapter one.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome. I can't wait.
I don't know if
cannot
you
wait.
can play too much on the defining
Yeah,
moment.
maybe.
But
We've also got tickets. That's worth pointing out. Tickets are now on sale. We are going to the IMAX at Waterloo
yeah.
on Saturday the 14th.
Yes.
We got
13th?
13th. Whatever the Saturday is. Because, infuriatingly, the IMAX Waterloo, which is the only place to see it in the world.
For the first time.
Yeah. It's got no Friday evening showings. I
What
don't
are they
know
doing?
why. I don't know if they got a private screening or what. And they didn't have any last year, I remember that. And so they've got like a 1:15 viewing in the afternoon, which everyone's at work for.
Yeah.
And then like at 11:35, which is just a bit stupid,
Yeah.
to be honest. But yeah, so we're going, so it's fine, we're going the next day.
Yeah.
Like 1:15.
No,
but
nice. It gives us time on the Friday night and the Saturday morning to watch the
we're going to watch the
all
That's what I was going to, have we talked about this? You're
Yeah.
coming over?
Yeah.
Night before.
Yeah.
Watch the extendeds.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Do the car.
Do the car. So yeah. And then I'm probably going to be quite up for going and getting some food.
Yes.
Going to Kingston and watching a Saturday evening show. But yeah, but I think we'll be doing a video. I'm sure James and Jamie will be as well.
Yeah.
But, they'll get all sorts of content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be good. Same moment. Bless you.
Thank you.
And again.
Thank you. Bats.
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 You're allergic to them.
Yeah. Bats.
Yeah, that's all we can say. Oh, interesting.
Hasn't this caused a stir?
It has indeed. But I've got a comment here that you've done a wonderful job at screen grabbing.
Thank you. This is a screen grab to end all screen grabs.
So why is this a good screen grab, Damian?
Jamie.
Damian.
Damian. There was talk when I first got the GBHL title
Mhm.
that I should be Damian because it was Jamie, James, and
Damian.
Damian. It makes a lot of sense. But alas, no.
No.
So the reason this is interesting is because Thranduil looks mightily annoyed with Tauriel.
Yes.
And I believe, again from various magazine sources, part of the reason for it, obviously he might be, this is in Dale, he might be annoyed because she legged it in the first place.
Yes.
Like,
That's
ran off.
one reason.
But also, she apparently doesn't listen to his orders and runs off, presumably to help Kili
Yes.
in their final film. And someone said he's slapping her. You see her hair move if you watch the trailer. Someone, get this, I've seen comments saying he's killing her.
No.
That's how she dies. Thranduil slits her throat.
I think not.
Because he's got his sword out.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, guys? I think that's a step too far.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to suddenly see Thranduil kinslaying.
I think that would be a bit like, that's put a bit of a downer on the film.
Can you imagine that? With a sword opening Tauriel's throat. It's like, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But obviously as well, in the fluff, kinslaying is a huge thing for the elves.
Yeah.
Massive thing. Big no-no.
Yeah.
Like it is for our society.
Yeah,
really.
for any society bar orcs.
But what he is doing, if you have a look at this, on the left, what you're seeing horizontally is her bow, and on the right there's an arrow, and he smashed it up.
Yeah.
Now, he has got his sword out, he does kind of lash out. Has she drawn a bow against him, you think?
Maybe. I'm saying I'm
And he looks proper furious.
Yeah.
But there's obviously some dissent there.
Yeah.
Which again has been interesting. They seem to be painting Thranduil very, very badly.
Yeah.
When you've got to essentially be fairly sympathetic towards him.
Mm.
Like, again, in the book, he's very sweet to Bilbo.
Yeah.
He's the when he gives him the Arkenstone,
Yeah,
he
he's the one.
says,
Yeah.
You are more fit to wear that mithril vest than many have looked more comely in it.
Yeah.
And I'd hope you get some of that
Yeah.
from him. But
it gives a bit more of an edge to it if you've got a good character who's
absolutely.
you know, not always good.
Yeah, definitely.
So it gives them more to play with.
Yeah. Okay.
Azog and armour.
Azog and armour.
Defense
It's real.
6 or defense 7 Azog.
We hope. It's real.
Yeah, it's cool.
After all those comments about the two banners potentially being fakes.
But why would he rock up to a battle in his skin? I mean, he did it in...
He did it to all the other ones,
Okay.
But indeed, Azog in armour, ready for the battle, so fingers crossed for profile and a new model.
Yes, this would be cool. But because of the way the initial trailer was with him without armour, that might be like late in the day decision, and then may not go into the models. But conversion?
Yeah, that'd be a relatively easy conversion. It's the profile that matters.
Yeah.
And next up we have what I believe to be Ravenhill.
Yes.
Could be worth bringing this up now.
What's Ravenhill doing?
Ravenhill is the old guard tower in the book, isn't it? Where they go and after Smaug dies, I believe, they go up and they use it as a lookout post.
Yeah.
They've changed it for the film, and Ravenhill is going to be apparently Azog's command centre in the attack.
Yeah.
And it is Ravenhill that the dwarfs charge.
Yeah.
So if you imagine you've got the whole field down the bottom with elves fighting the orcs.
Yeah.
And you've got 13 dwarfs inside the mountain.
Yeah.
And in the book they charge out and turn the tide of battle, which is absurd. So there's 13 dwarfs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the strategy battle game maybe they could, because they're big, but otherwise no.
And so instead what they've again, I think quite cleverly done, is those dwarfs are going to, I believe, try and take over this command centre part.
Yeah.
And you've seen loads of that in the various production diaries of this kind of weird stepped bit.
Yeah.
With
it's really cool with the water, the frozen waterfall. And you can see there, that looks like Thorin
on the right, isn't it?
Looking across.
And I thought there was potentially, there's a couple of, if you look at this screen grab, there's two little white round bits. One in the middle of the screen, one in the other, which
could
I thought
just
might
be
be
rocks.
Yeah, they could just be rocks.
But yeah, cool. I'm also quite. We've not really said about this. The whole battle wagon thing with Dwalin, whoever it was going on.
Dwalin feeling cute.
Yeah, where that comes in, because we've got the whole. Do you reckon that's Bard originally comes, talks them through the blockade, rides back to Dale. In the time that Thranduil gets to Dale, Dwalin said, "I've had enough of this," and they go off to get Dane.
Yeah, that was my thought, was that chariot's leaving to get Dane, but there are wargs there.
Oh, at that point, yeah.
There's also the fact that I read somewhere that Dane brings battle chariots with him.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not going to get Dane, maybe it's going here. It's them trying to get out.
Yeah, potentially. It's also icy, and it doesn't seem to be icy when Bard goes. It seems to be the snow comes for the battle.
Yeah. So maybe Dane's already there, and they pick up the wagons and they go here.
Yeah.
But then they'd all be on wagons, right? Because if that's Thorin, Thorin wasn't on that original wagon.
Who knows?
Very interesting. But yeah, I was just wanting to bring that up because then...
There's no mention of battle wagon here in the new trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, possibly the start of that's got climax written all over it.
Yeah.
Here's our mate.
Yes.
So this is the guy who we saw, I think, the guy who we saw leading the
catapults.
Catapult.
Yeah.
Also, he's looking very
Catapult
angry and a bit cute. I don't know who he was.
Yeah.
And in the next shot, we come back to that guy. Okay, so he's going to turn up again in a minute. And in the next shot we have these guys.
Which are orcs, but they look different to the orcs we've seen before.
Yeah. And this, I believe, you've got Dwalin and Bilbo there.
Yeah.
I think this is at Ravenhill.
Yeah, they look a bit almost lizard-like. They're a bit weird, aren't they?
They're kind of like apes, I think.
Yeah, more like it. But I mean, the face.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if this is kind of Azog's elite bodyguard guarding his command post at Ravenhill.
Yeah.
Potentially. And Dwalin obviously doing his business there.
Yeah, with
there's
a
lot
axe,
in the Desolation of Smaug Extended Edition, the little 4-minute preview. A lot of it focuses around this kind of set and the dwarfs fighting. So I think that's what they've done. That they've made. I think it's a really good idea that the dwarfs that are relatively small in number go and attack a bunch of orcs that are relatively small in number but very important strategically. Or then throw the forces into chaos. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. This is Thorin and Azog.
Got to be the big showdown.
Yeah.
Azog has a sword. Yeah, so he can feint.
So he can feint.
Yeah, big sword arm and armour, and Thorin is leaping down, not in Thrall's armour, as has often been discussed.
No. Yeah.
So he puts it all on. He's like Kili with that breastplate. They obviously put it all on to, you know, swagger about in, and they go, it's too heavy. Taking it off. Yeah. So he jumps down at him, and then he gets another slash at him. Definitely Thorin v Azog.
Yeah. And then the tide turns.
Yeah, and then Azog smacks him in the chest.
Yeah. Again.
Thorin has, can I say, no reason whatsoever to believe he can win this fight. No. He got incredibly lucky. Like, Azog beat him up. Yeah. A lot.
He didn't have a warg.
And then he just, first, as an Obazar.
Oh, yeah.
And then he waved his sword and cut his arm off and got lucky. And since then, he just beat him to the ground. Like, there's no way that he has not got a winning record against Azog. He smashed up Thrain in the extended edition. He smashed up Thrall. Like, and it'd be really. I'm really interested to see how this duel goes, because you have to believe Thorin's got to kill Azog. I think, seeing as that I think all the bets from the book are kind of off, because Azog's now alive, and just Bolg replace Azog, yada yada yada. But he's got to kill him. But is he then mortally wounded by Azog?
Yeah, and then he takes a while to die.
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe they both do a kind of. Yeah. Azog dies, Thorin falls away wounded, something like that. And here we have
the reverse shot
I mentioned. And if you look,
well, not reverse, but yeah.
If you look at where Balin is and Gloin's sitting down, go back and look at that first shot. Bilbo's standing there and he's turned around. Yeah. So that's them, and you can see in the background Lake Town's burning. Yeah. So they've watched that, they've seen it.
What have they done?
Indeed. We should not have let that dragon out. We should not have let him out. No. Thank God that guy shot him that way. Yeah. Let's not help them. Crazy thinking. But again, cool shot showing the whole topography of the land.
And we're back on board on the roof.
Holding onto an arrow.
Yeah. It's a strong arrow.
Very strong arrow. And it's going to be particularly strong when he shoots Smaug dead with it.
And he's in his coat.
His coat, which is how you know it's the attack on later.
Tauriel.
Tauriel.
This shot has caused a lot of discussion.
It's caused division in the Oberon household.
It has. So Tauriel here is clutching close to her chest. Yeah. Now, is she clutching at a wound, or is she clutching at someone who's fallen and is lying across her lap? It's quite tricky to tell whether there are somebody else's boots sticking out.
Yeah, because
I'd argue that there were...
Cause the small brown boot is hers.
Yeah, it's
and
just
the other boot looks bigger.
If it is a boot, but it looks like it's probably a boot.
And then there's this bit coming out at the corner, at the bottom corner,
right,
which looks like something. So, where are you on this? I'll tell you what the division was. I think it's her over Kili's body.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Emma thinks it's her wounded.
But I think that she was wounded in... I don't know, I think it looks slightly different. Maybe it could be both in one.
Yeah, maybe they both died.
But... And yeah, this is at... Same place Azog's fighting Thorin.
Yeah.
It looks...
When you look at the whole Bolg, where you see Bolg in both trailers and Kili, they're up on a strange remote mountain. That's clearly the Ravenhill bit.
Yeah, I think it's all Ravenhill where all our big heroes end up. Yeah. Maybe not Gandalf, Thranduil and Bard, maybe there. So maybe this is how they cut between. They have
dwarves and
heroes over there and heroes. So some heroes, main heroes, in one place and some in another. So it gives them a way to chop and change and cool down on one bit, leave some suspense and go away to another bit.
There's a lot of talk Peter Jackson said about how it's not just a battle. It's like lots of the storylines playing out and the battle ebbing and flowing and in different bits. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be
I think it's going to be brilliant. And maybe she's wounded because of... Oh no, it comes up in a minute. Because of a shot, isn't it? We come back to a shot.
I mean, you could argue that Thorin being mad causes a lot of this, but...
And now Thorin's going, whoa!
Yeah, he's chanting to his gold.
But that's the same shot with the same dwarves at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's
very similar. Yeah. Just yelling. which is obviously
Rubicon.
that's before it all kicks off. That's
Yeah.
him maybe looking for the Arkenstone, going mad looking
Yeah.
for the Arkenstone.
Oh, maybe Bilbo slipped out at that point. Never know.
But yeah, very looking very
It's
cool.
looking shifty. Okay.
And yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Interesting shot.
Yeah, at Ravenhill, I think.
Yep.
Again, quite clearly, and that's Bolg chucking Tauriel.
Hurl. Bob gets hurl.
Bolg gets hurl indeed. I
Bob
don't know
needs
why.
hurl. Yeah, and he's got his. For some reason, he's got his big two-handed pick thing slung on his back. So he's like he's with Legolas. He's like, I don't really need a weapon. I'm just gonna punch you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the shot, the motion blur, but it almost looks like he's got claws as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it is just the motion blur. Though.
Okay then. But,
Okay then.
maybe this is why she's clutching a wound, because Bolg, I didn't screen grab now, I didn't go. Bolg hurls her into a rock.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's going to hurt a lot.
Now, does Bold kill Tauriel, or does someone come to the rescue? Kili? And then get smashed up by Bold?
Where are we on it? Because we're running out of weeks. Does Tauriel die?
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I don't think she
Maybe
dies.
it's too obvious if she dies.
The argument that she's not in Lord of the Rings,
No,
so
no,
she
no,
has to die,
lots
that's,
of people out
that's
in
just
Lord
a
of the
silliness.
Rings. Thranduil's not in Lord of the Rings.
Must die.
Yeah.
Jinx.
But
I don't think she'll die.
do you think
personally.
Kili will kill Bold?
No, I think. Maybe then.
Dwalin? Like
The reason I
it's
think
gonna be
Legolas
Legolas.
will do it.
Oh, we've got because
But
we've
then
got the
maybe
shots
the
later.
rage is what the reason he does it is because he killed Tauriel.
But maybe he thinks that he killed Tauriel, right?
Maybe he's just annoyed because he made him bleed.
Yeah.
But
But we'll get on to that.
that's I don't mind the elves being it. That's one of my only niggles with it. I'd rather it was Dane or Bayon or someone.
No, that's
killed
an interesting point. We've not
Bold.
seen Bayon at the battle.
We haven't. He is there.
Yeah.
He's definitely there. There's that
Yeah,
map
you said
that
the map.
PJ said.
Because we've not seen the Eagles either, so that there's a lot
No.
to the battle.
And he traditionally goes and saves the day, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He smashes up Bolg and saves Thorin's body.
Yeah. But
Um,
is he going to come to here?
I hope so.
Very
I'd
much.
like that. I'd like Bayon to kill Bolg, but I think it's likely to be Legolas.
Yeah.
Let us know, by the way. We'd like to
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
you think about
definitely.
who's going to do what. And then we jump to
We have Gandalf.
Gandalf going, is it you only have one decision to make, how will this day end?
Yeah. And
That's him, I think, stepping in between the elves and the
after
dwarves.
the arrows.
Going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Look over there, mate. Orcs.
He's a bit of a beast.
Radagast stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean Gandalf. You've got to think that Gandalf's not playing a big part in Dol Guldur because he's kind of out of it. So he's now back on form.
Yeah.
We're gonna
He'll
see
be the
Gandalf.
main general down on the
Yeah.
floor, I think.
Yeah.
And then we get two shots.
Bolg against Legolas.
Bolg v Legolas. And he does this incredibly cool move
Mm-hmm.
where Legolas kneels down and spins on his knees.
Yeah.
Definitely Bolg fighting him, as we say, possibly because he's just killed Tauriel.
Yeah. It's Ministerial in the background. I think that is what the background is right now. It's all this ice stuff.
Yeah.
It's not Ministerial, it's that kind of thing.
And then we get this shot of Legolas.
I don't know.
It's him drawing his knives, but we screen grabbed it here, and we need your help to turn this into the biggest Lord of the Rings meeting you've ever seen. So, will Tauriel die?
I don't know.
Will Bayon kill Azog? I don't know. Legolas doesn't know. And that's what I want.
Yeah.
You're also seeing there, and it's not just a screen grab, I think, but sometimes when you screen grab this, particularly from trailers, you see how CGI works. And what you've got there, clearly, I think, is a digital Legolas with Orlando Bloom's head planted on
Yeah,
top.
because you can see there's a bit
You
lot
just
of
see the
shadow.
difference, yeah. Which, you're not going to notice
No.
during the thing, but when you screen grab it, it's terrible like that. You see it, and he's drawing his knives, and then he's going to do it in bulk, I think.
Mm-hmm. Moody shot of Light Town.
Incredibly early shot,
Yeah.
because Lake Town's still there.
Yeah.
Didn't even
Calm,
think about that.
calm before.
And
the sun.
there's a fire in the background. What's that then?
Interesting.
Fire under Erebor.
I don't
Not
know.
him. It's not potentially Smaug torching the bridge, is it? I wonder if that's
Maybe.
the bridge on the way to Lake Town.
Maybe.
That's his
But
approach.
there's no Smaug in that shot.
Yeah, that could be CGI added in, couldn't it? Like,
Anyway,
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, no idea on that.
Very few views of Lake Town remaining.
Mm. This is Azog
And
and Thorin again.
Would you like to talk about your theory?
well, it's not really a theory, but I don't know what's in the background particularly, and I don't know whether it is a fallen body of some sort.
The bottom left.
Yeah.
The bottom left potentially looks like it could be possibly a dead dwarf.
Maybe.
It's face down, you're looking at the head and shoulders and arms. What do you think?
Yeah. But not
entirely
We
sure.
don't entirely think.
No, that's just a. I wouldn't give it a high probability.
Something to have a look at.
Yeah.
More of the duel, which I
Yep.
hope will be amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I realised was a bit of a problem with these? That how they didn't massively not have it in Lord of the Rings actually. For your major villain doesn't speak English.
Mm.
In terms of that, they've got this huge enmity between Azog and Thorin
Yeah.
and Bolg, and they don't speak the commandant.
No.
And granted, yeah, as I said in Lord of the Rings, you had Sauron, but Sauron wasn't doing it. They weren't
No.
fighting him, and the orcs.
Yeah, there's no dialogue between the two. But
Yeah,
they
and-
did at the burning trees. They did have dialogue between them.
and Thorin can understand black speech,
Yeah.
which is a bit weird. Or maybe he's not going to
No,
understand.
just, no.
But you'd think with this huge enmity, they need to talk to each other.
Yeah, maybe you will.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
But it also looks like they're at a cliff edge or at the waterfall edge or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, that adds an extra dimension to the fight if they're right by
I think Azog's going off.
falling damage potentially.
Oh, Azog stabs. Thorin pushes him off.
Yeah, maybe. You heard it here.
Yeah, you heard a lot of things there first.
And you won't see it again.
Which will be wrong. But yeah, like that's obviously this big
Yeah.
cliff top where they're all fighting.
Refugees?
Yep. The Dale refugees, who the Manish army is clearly based in. I think we've got men fighting Gundabad in
Yeah.
Dale,
And
and
they've just
elves
got-
and dwarfs on the field.
They look like they've got swords of some description.
Yeah, they're militia.
Yeah.
They're just the Lake Town refugees
Yeah.
fighting a whole bunch of Gundabad orcs.
And is this the same chap?
Yeah, that's the same orc, I think.
Okay.
The same half troll thing.
So he's one of their leaders, a general for them.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And he is about to get faced by Cart. Cart face, courtesy of Bard the Bowman.
And Bard with a sword.
Yeah. Face
Smash.
Cart to the
And
face.
Bard's kids are just below, so maybe he's just about to kill them.
Yeah, indeed. I think he's saving his family there.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, is that's a big half troll general that Bard's going to
Yeah.
chop up.
So now you can have Gandalf on cart and Bard,
Bard on Cart. Fantastic. And Cart face troll.
Special, brutal power attack. Cart face.
I don't know what this is. Do you know, we're a bit stumped on this one.
It's the ring.
It's the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think? I didn't. Right, and who's got it?
I don't know, maybe Bilbo. You can tell from his coat.
Bilbo.
Yeah.
It's Bilbo in the ring.
Yeah.
It's Bilbo holding the ring. Really nice to finish on a shot of our Hobbit.
Yeah.
The eponymous Hobbit.
Putting the ring on.
Putting the ring on.
And where
In Dale.
is he there?
That's Dale. Possibly, I think after he's just had the conversation with Gandalf, he's
Yeah.
about to leg it.
To get back.
Yeah, to go and save the dwarfs.
Yeah.
And sadly, that's the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a damn good trailer.
It's incredible.
I think it's brilliant.
It's one of the best trailers.
It's for the Hobbit films,
For all
it's
of
the
them.
second best one, I think. The
Um,
best one for me is still the very first Hobbit one,
but that's slightly
with the
different,
Misty
right?
Mountains song.
Yeah. Because, you know, that was the first.
It's the best
after a
one since
big,
then.
big time. But yeah, I
Well,
sat,
the two,
sat back
the
after
six,
this one.
the six Hobbit ones, and it's the
Yeah.
I'd say it's the second best.
Definitely sat back after this one, was like, wow.
Yeah.
Pause for a minute and then again.
Yeah, I've watched it
Again.
a lot.
Again.
So yeah, those are our thoughts.
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah. Definitely very, very excited.
So excited.
There's a lot. There's a lot for them to fit in. A lot of, like you say, a lot of travelling, a lot of moving about. That that's going to take time. But to be fair, they've got to have passages where Thranduil gets all the way to the mountain. They've got to have Gandalf, the whole Dol Guldur stuff, then Gandalf getting all the way to the battle. So the big question is what's happening whilst before Gandalf arrives.
Bear in mind though,
but there's all Smaug as well.
They can just use Buffy time for some of that stuff, you know, to have people arrive. You know, like they don't. I don't think you need to know how far apart they travel from.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about it from a.
There could theoretically be a period of days between Smaug attacking and Thranduil arriving.
Yeah.
Whilst they barricade Erebor, that sort of thing. Maybe the Thranduil's actually marched on Erebor.
Mm.
No, because he didn't. In the film, when they escaped, he shut himself in.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go after him, so he does need to come out for some reason. Yeah, there's an awful lot to happen, and apparently it's going to be the shortest one.
Really?
Yeah. Peter Jackson said he was aiming at 2:40, didn't he?
Okay.
2:30.
A reasonable amount.
Yeah, it's still going to be long.
But yeah, we've still not seen Dane.
Not seen Dane. As I said, there's some stuff, there's some concept art for him.
Yeah.
But that's cool that there's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
There's still a chance there might be another not official trailer, but like there was a fan event.
Yeah.
Last year for Destination Smaug in
there was.
Start of December. They did the fan event. And they had a trailer.
The live stream.
Yeah.
Thing.
And there'll be TV spots. So there's a TV spot out. There's already one out with a couple of cool lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bill were going, "These are my friends," and Barley saying, "You can't win this fight." A couple of extra shots, which are pretty cool. But yeah, that is the trailer we've all been waiting for, and it did not disappoint.
No. We've been talking for a long time, I'm sure.
This is a special bumper edition of the Palantir. Yeah. I'm reckoning this is an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's
like
over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple of edits. But.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this special edition. We will resume normal service next week when there's no trailer to look forward to, but potentially by the time you hear this next week, we might well know about a GW release. We might be beginning.
We won't. It'll just be the teaser for it that we'd hear about.
Yeah, the rumours. If they are coming out on the 29th, then by next week's edition of the Palantir, there'll be something about.
There's going to be plenty to talk about coming up.
Oh yes, there's going to be plenty to talk about. And we will, as ever, see you then. So please let us know what you think of the trailer in the comments below.
Of course.
As ever, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit Holly and follow us on Twitter.
And happy strategy battle gaming.